Saturday in my sewing room. Hey everybody, it's Barbara here from Allbrands. I promised you another live today, so here we go. We're going to be doing just an impromptu applique. So I'll show you real quick what that's going to be, and here is what we're going to do. So basically I have a drawing that I'm going to scan into the ScanNcut. This is it, if you can see it here. And I did this one as a practice run. So I'm going to use this drawing to cut it out on the ScanNcut and then bring it into the Luminaire and create stitches with it to do the blanket stitch applique. Let me make sure that y'all can see that. And I didn't use my applique backing on this one, so it's a little frayed, but you get the idea, right? Okay, so here we go. All right, so I am at my ironing board, and first things first, we're going to scan and cut the fabric before we scan and sew it down. So it's very important that you have a very good quality fabric stiffener. So what I really like to use is Terrial Magic, but I don't have that with me today, so sometimes we just gotta get crafty and make do. Another product that I really love is the Mary Ellen's Best Press, and I've really become a fan of this soak product, Flatter. So this one, they come in, this is a starch-free smoothing spray, and they all have like really nice scents. So my friend Alexis bought me this for Christmas, so thank you, Alexis. And she also got me this Pineapple Grove Flatter, and this is also a starch-free smoothing spray. It doesn't work as well as Terrial Magic for this application, but for all of my quilts I spray it with this before I iron it, and it just makes the whole quilt smell amazing. Okay, and this is my clapper. So Angela, if you're watching, Rhonda from Schmetz signed it. Let's see, who else did? Reen Wilcoxon, Cindy Hogan, Joanne Banco, Deborah Jones, Denise Wild. So shout out to all of y'all, love you so much. Who is this one? To one of my favorite people. And I can't read that one. But yes, so I got this one from Angela Wolf, and I really, really like it. So I sprayed my piece of material with some Best Press, and then I used the clapper and my iron to iron it down. And then when we're doing applique, if you have a ScanNcut, then this comes in the box. So before you go out and buy it, which you'll probably need to buy more, just make sure that you look in your box. It's called an iron-on fabric applique contact sheet, and there's instructions in there. So basically we're going to put that on the back of the material. So I'm going to do that real quick. And if y'all want to see anything in particular or have any other questions, please let me know, because I'm looking at my computer over there and I can see your questions. Okay, so this is also going to help stiffen the fabric up, which will be good. And let's just make sure that I haven't used this one. I also use ScanNcut, but I was out of that, so I'm using this one for the first time. So we're going to look at the instructions, and we put it on, and then we peel off the backing after we do that. So there we go. That's how that works. Oops, oh no, but I ironed it to my board. Y'all don't do that. Oh gosh, we're gonna have to cut that piece off. Thank goodness I didn't mess anything up. Too bad. That's why we're here. We're here to learn, right? Okay, so ScanNcut works really well for applique too. That's what I generally use when I have it in my sewing room and I'm not locked in my house. So there we go. That'll work. Okay, so now we have our steam-a-seam up there, and I'm going to bring you all to the ScanNcut. So I'm going to flip you around. All right, and I have my ScanNcut here. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Carrie. Thank y'all for watching. Courtney has my my SDX 225 ScanNcut. So I'm left with my Cm550. So we're gonna make do with that, but that's okay. That's fine, fine, fine. So, all right, let's see here. Okay, so now I can see your comments. Okay, so basically, if you can see me here, got a little bit of a delay. So I have this heart that I drew on a piece of paper about 2 weeks ago, and this is it. So we're going to scan that into our ScanNcut. So this is your scanning mat. All of the ScanNcuts have this mat available. Some of it may be an optional purchase. So I'm just going to load that in. All right, and I'm going to go to scan, and I'm going to do scan to cut data, and I'm going to scan it. Okay, so it's scanning now. And in the meantime, what I went ahead and did is, after I create my design, you do have to put a high-tack adhesive fabric support sheet. It looks like this on your mat to prep it for fabric. That's really important. I know I've done this, and a lot of people do this. They just go ahead and put their fabric straight on their mat, and the blade pushes it, and you don't get a very good cut with that. Okay, so let's see if I can get you a little bit closer to the screen here. All right. Hi, Joanne Banco. Did you see my clapper that I showed that you signed? And I love it so much. Okay, so we're getting closer into the ScanNcut screen. So I'm going to go ahead and select this guy here, and I'm going to bring my edges in here, if y'all can see that. 1, 2. All right, and it will keep it the same size that you scan it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that into my machine. Okay, and it saved it into the machine. So then I'm going to go home, and this is a little bit different from my current ScanNcut that is at my sister-in-law's house that she's just having so much fun with. So we're going to go back to our mat here, and it's very important that you, hey Joanne, thank you so much for saying that. I miss you too. We're going to put our high-tack fabric support sheet on. So I actually already did that with this mat, and I have a few more cuts that I can make with that high-tack fabric support sheet. So it comes like in a piece like this that's automatically the 12 by 12 area, and the instructions inside will show you, but basically you just put the let's see, I have to look at the instructions every time, right? So you put the glossy side down. Let's look at this, because I just did it, but I can't remember. With the glossy side of the support sheet facing down, attach it. So it's basically like you peel with the side, and then you kind of put like the tops down first, and then you start peeling the green, and with like a credit card or scraper tool, you use that to make it really flat. Mine is not flat because I am not perfect. When I did that, I was not perfect, so, but that's okay. It's still gonna come out fine. It's gonna come out fine. All right, so I'm gonna take my pre-treated fabric and put it on my mat with my high-tack fabric support sheet. So I want a flat surface. I'm gonna go ahead and move these things out the way. And then I'm gonna put my fabric down on the mat, okay? And you wanna like start with one section and then go down. And this, I've seen a lot of people use the roller tool. Courtney has that with my, Courtney has my ScanNcut, but that's okay because we share. This is a sharing and caring community. I just really miss it a lot. So after this, I'm gonna get it back because my ScanNcut, this step up from this one, reads PES files. So I wouldn't have had to scan that into the ScanNcut because I could have just scanned it on my machine, which would have been really cool, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna go to pattern, and I'm gonna go to the saved data, and I'm gonna pull up my heart that I saved. Here we go. And click OK. Then I'm gonna go ahead and load my mat. So easy. Okay, so I did my homework before. The new ScanNcuts have an auto blade, but this current one does not. So you have to know what setting to put it on. So that's another reason why I absolutely love my SDX 225. Okay, so I'm gonna scan my mat, clicking that button and start. The brayer is a very nice tool for smoothing everything out. Yes, I agree. Hi, Reen, how are you? Okay, so I'm going to find my heart and I'm gonna put it somewhere else on this screen if I can move it. Let's see. Come on, move over there. There we go. All right, I'm gonna click OK, and I'm gonna click cut, and we're gonna cut it out, right? Cut it out. Okay, so let me see if that, because I didn't have my fabric support sheet on there before, so let me just check that to see how well that cut, because I might cut it out again on this one. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead and do it just one more time just to be safe, because I can't see it very well. So I'm gonna go in again, cut it out again, cut, start. All right. So on my first one, I didn't have my applique sheet underneath, and it was like all frayed on the ends. So that's basically that. So I'm going to take my fabric off of here, and I am going to bring it over to the machine. So here we go. And I gotta get my applique sheet because I have a few layers here. And I don't have my tools, but that's okay, Barbara. It's okay. All right. Okay, so we're gonna cut out around there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's gonna look perfect when it's done. All right, so I still got my applique underneath my applique sheet. All right, so now we're gonna go to the Luminaire. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to get my scanning mat for the Luminaire and my drawing. So let's do that. And we're gonna go over here. All right. And I got my piece of material. So All right, we're gonna go to, oh, and I wanted to show y'all something that I really like. It's this tool right here that we have, and it's called the My Design pen, and it has a finer tip on it here. So if you can see that, it allows you to do like I used it in some of my line drawings last night for my design center. So you like turn it on and it has a heated tip on there, which is very, very helpful. So we have our scanning mat here and my piece of fabric. And so I'm going to put it on the scanning mat using just the little, like this, and it doesn't matter, you know, just like that, okay? And I'm gonna put it on the machine. I'm gonna go into my design center, and I'm going to go to Line Design, Scan. So somebody was asking me about this tape. This is just like painter's tape. It just has the Brother ScanNcut logo on it. So I was using that like to keep my fabric down yesterday. So, oh, Joanne, you're so kind. Hi, Marcella from Southeast Texas. Thank you for watching. Okay, so what would have been really cool is if I had my SDX ScanNcut, I could have done this scan, saved it into the machine, like did my my outline in the machine, saved it to a PES file, and then brought it to my ScanNcut, which reads the PES file. So that would have saved me a step of having to scan it in to my old Cm550, but it still works because they have the camera and they're smart, even though that model's like 5 years old. So like the same kind of concept as the ScanNcut, I'm going to bring these in. And I really like this pen. This is called the My Design Artist Pen, and it's on our website, Allbrands, because you get both tips on it, which is really, really great. All right, so I'm gonna just make it kind of dark and click OK. All right. So you can go back to like original view, result view. You can zoom in on it here, whatever you like. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 pieces of this design. I'm gonna do like a placement stitch first and save it into the machine, and then I'm gonna do a blanket stitch after that. So I'm going to go into my line properties here. And I don't want it to do a satin stitch because that's gonna look really crazy on an applique placement stitch. So I'm gonna choose just a regular straight stitch. Let's do it in black, okay. And then I'm gonna choose my paint bucket. I'm gonna zoom in and pan. Click my paint bucket from my line properties. So that's it can be kind of confusing, like, it's just basically like putting that function on something. So we're going to do our paint bucket from our line properties section and then click the line. And you're not going to see it on this screen until you go to next. Okay. And it looks like, let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, we're good. So this, with this one, you can change the length or width. I'm going to go ahead and go here. Looks like I didn't select that, so I'm going to do that now. And I'm just going to make it like a really long stitch. So this is like your stitch length, because I'm just doing like a placement stitch, right? So I'm going to take my scanning mat off because I'm finished with this. And I have a 4x4 somewhere. Where did you go? Here you are. I found you. Okay, and I just used some stabilizer today. So I'm gonna put that on there. And I love these slide-on hoops. Okay, I'm gonna click set. Okay, and let's just go to embroidery. Oh, I gotta select my frame. So I'm gonna go to 4x4. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this in the 4x4 frame and then go to embroidery. All right, and then I'm gonna, let's see, go to layout. This is where you can like move it around if you want to. Projection here. I can project it on my hoop before I stitch it out. If you can see that, it's going to show you the heart. Joanne, I can definitely take care of getting you one of these pins. Actually, y'all chime in, and I'll actually be giving this pin away. So so at the very end of this video, we'll do a giveaway for this fun pin. So we're gonna click OK. I'm just gonna stitch out my placement stitch, and I have this little guy ready here. Alrighty. And I probably should have thought about this, but my iron is like not big enough to fit in this hoop, and I don't have my mini iron here with me. So we're just gonna pretend like I put the heat down on there, and we're gonna stop that and trim our threads. Okay, so now I'm gonna return. Okay, so I still have my, I'm gonna delete that, okay? And let's just say I scan it in again. So what I have here is, oops, let's see, my design center. I'm gonna bring up this scan of the heart that I saved, and I'm gonna make this now a blanket stitch so that when I put my piece of fabric on the placement stitch, it's going to go right over that. So I might, you know, I think I can probably maneuver my iron just a little bit to get that tacked down on there. So come with me to my iron and we are going to just iron this down real quick and I'm just going to use like the tip of the iron to set it down. And I think, oh gosh, you know, that's fine. Okay, so you get the point though, right? All right, so we ironed down our little piece, and then we're gonna go back in here. And if you have a big quilt that you're working with, the snap hoops work perfectly. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to my line properties here, and I'm gonna choose blanket stitch. Okay, and let's see if y'all can see. Let me scooch back just a little bit. Okay, so I chose blanket stitch, and then I'm gonna click my paint bucket again here, and I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna just touch that with the paint bucket, right? I hope so. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now it's going to show you the different options you can change on the blanket stitch, which is cool. So if I wanted the blanket stitch to be reversed, I could do this and I could flip it, and the blanket stitch will go on the other side. So after I click OK, it's going to reverse it and show me that. So that's kind of like a cool, fun technique, but that's not our goal today. So I'm going to have it be the regular way. You can change the length of the inside little stitch, or you can change the length of like how far apart the little lines are. And so we'll just click set. Okay. We're gonna pretend like that is on there perfectly. Just use your imagination, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scan so that I can actually see on my screen, I can see the heart on my hoop, which is cool. So see how it's off a little bit? I can go in, I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go to edit, move, and I'm just going to nudge that over. And I would love to show y'all one day the snowman in the Brother machine. So like say if I hooped it crooked, I could put a snowman on here, a sticker that the machine reads in the orientation that the design was hooped in, and it scans it, and then it automatically rotates your design, which is really, really cool. But I think with the scanning and the projection, you can use that too. There's just so many different things that you can do. So then I'm going to go to embroidery because it looks like I got it in the right spot. And just for added measure, I'm going to project it. And I learned something really cool about this machine. Just like, bear with me. There's a little magnet right here. So I was like, oh my gosh, I could put my scissors here. They're not going to fall off. Because I noticed, like I think it's for pins. You can just put it here and they don't go anywhere. So I thought that that was really cool. Okay, so let's look at the projection on the heart that we have. So you can see the stitches on the heart, and I don't see the rainbow like y'all do, but I can like move my fabric in there with the projection so that it's perfectly on there. So there's so many different ways to do this. This is just one way. That's what I love about Brother. It's like, you know, there's so many different ways of doing the same thing. You could combine all this into one step, but then you wouldn't see how each portion's done. So we're gonna click OK. I'm gonna put my foot down. I love saying that. Don't make me put my foot down. And then I'm going to click start. And we're gonna pretend like you're ironed down and you're not moving. And I'm not gonna get my fingers sewn because I don't want to go to the hospital today. Right? All right, so let's do a giveaway for the My Design pen. So basically what it does is you can recharge it in the side of your machine, and it has a heated tip on it. So when you're, this is like charging the pen. When you're using it, you don't have to have it plugged in, but you do have to press this on button. And the tip of it is really, really tiny. So you can see exactly where the tip's gonna hit the screen to make the line. So I feel like that's a little bit easier than this fatter tip here to know exactly like where the middle of that is gonna hit on your fabric. So, oh my gosh. It shifted a little bit because I didn't iron it down, but you can use your imagination. So the next, Cynthia, thank you for commenting. So the next person that I see that I call out, so just start chiming in, and if I see your name, I'm gonna call it out, and then you'll be the winner. So let's see who's gonna win. Who's gonna win? And I'll show you my screen because it may be a little a little lax. Okay, Jesse Elkins, you are the winner. So please message Allbrands your address and I will send you this handy dandy pin, and I will sanitize it and pack it back up for you very well before I do that. So here we go. We did an applique. It looks like it shifted a little bit, but you get the idea. So it's so easy. It's so easy. Don't make me sing to you because I will. I already sang Saturday in the Park, but it really is so easy with the Brother machine. So thank you so much for joining me today, and we will be back next week, and I'll show you some new fun projects on Monday at 3:30. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have a great day. Have fun sewing. Be creative. and spread that to other people, and that love and joy for things that are beautiful. So, all right, thank y'all so much. Mwah.